TwoCowsGaming fans, I just wanted to take a few minutes to introduce you to a game that I stumbled across this last week on Steam called Low Magic Age. It's a D&D based adventure game. It uses the Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 rules, which are part of the Open Gaming license. Basically, you roll up a group of adventurers and explore the world and try and establish your reputation. There's an overarching storyline, different adventures you can do, different kind of keeps and dungeons you can go into and explore. So let's just go ahead and get started here. Now, I've already played the game for a few hours, but we're going to start from scratch. You can kind of see what it's all about. Now, this is just going to be kind of an introduction. It's not going to be real in-depth. I'm just going to show you a couple quick things. But if you're interested, it is on Steam now for like $6, and that'll last until December 18th. Again, this is not a paid promotion. I just stumbled across this cool little game. Thought I'd share it with all of you. So we'll go with New Adventure. We're going to leave the combat difficulty and all the defaults the same. These are the house rules. You can pick and choose which ones you want to kind of use or discard at your own leisure. There's a whole bunch of house rules. Now, somewhere in here is a way to do a custom character, or at least I thought there was, but maybe not. Doesn't look like it. I thought that there was, but maybe not. So we're just going to build our party. You can have up to 6 player characters in your party. You can choose from a pretty wide range. And then eventually you can actually hire different characters and have them join your party if you want. But we're going to go with a paladin. We are going to go with a ranger. I'm going to have a sorcerer. I know that there's a discussion to have about wizard or sorcerer. And then we need a rogue, obviously. And then let's see what else we got here. I like having a fighter in the group just to kind of tank. So we'll go with Torque. He's a lawful good dwarf fighter. And then we need a cleric. So that gives us our 6 characters. So we're going to click OK. And you just start your adventure. So typical of D&D fashion, you start out like you don't know how you got where you're at. So we're going to tell her we came with adventurers. I don't want to risk losing my friends. And we're off. So much like a lot of games, this game has like map kind of destinations you need to get to. They're usually denoted by an exclamation point. Found some equipment there, including a couple potions of healing. And if you've played Dungeons & Dragons 3.5, you pretty much know how to play the game. Let's keep going here. All right. We're going to fight these goblins. Now, this uses a tabletop grid just like the regular Dungeons & Dragons game. Each square is 5 foot. And the combat rules are the same as Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. We're going to have my fighter run up and whack that goblin. We're going to have the retainer hit that goblin. And then we're just going to kind of move up here and try to create kind of a flanking opportunity for this. If you just hit the left button on the mouse, you can just defend. A lot of times it's kind of the best thing to do. Defeated 3 goblins, not a big deal. Got some XP, our reputation went up, and each character got 54 XP. How are my companions? Are they hurt? I couldn't see them clearly from such a long distance. They were still on their feet, though, so I doubt any are gravely wounded. So we got to head to Spike's Fortress to rescue the rest of my party. No small feat with the dwarf. Oh boy. There's where we gotta go. Hey, we made it. No, we're going to flee. We want to go in here. Oh, shoot. I can't get close enough. He can, though. Got a little bit of a bottleneck here, so I can't have too many enemies on me, which is a good thing. The music does get a little bit repetitive, but you get used to it after a few hours. They're goblins. I'm not too worried. There we go. Now we get to go to Lud, where we can recover. Which Lud is up here. Not a real far walk, but right now we want to try and avoid getting in any combats because our group is injured. There we go. Now, a couple things I want to point out. When you go into a town, you have the opportunity to buy supplies. Supplies are consumed as you travel all over the world. The group that I have right now can carry 20 supplies. They have 20 increments of spell materials because I have spell casting components ticked for the house rules. So whenever you use a spell, you use the components. And then up here is your reputation. Reputation improves as you complete quests, as you complete missions for towns, and as you defeat monsters. Now, scroll down here. The tavern is where you go to get some freelance work. There's a price survey. This place has 2 price surveys, and actually this one pays pretty well. So I think we're going to take that one because it's going to give us a bunch of gold, and it has a 12-day deadline. Continue down here. You can hire different adventurers to join your party. And then this is the trade hub for the marketplace. Now, eventually you're going to have to buy trade licenses for different cities and different regions. But right here, you don't need one. It's just a starting area for you. And then, of course, this place has a blacksmith. We're going to go into the character sheet and see what all we have. So we have a belt of giant strength. I'm going to actually give that to the ranger. And I would like to get a second weapon for the ranger to use his dual wielding. So let's see what's available at the blacksmith. Is there anything that would be a good offhand weapon? Ooh. Two-handed sai. A longsword. Okay, we'll take that. So you just hit trade down here. The longsword is mine. Go back to the character sheet. We're going to actually move... Oops, nope. Wrong character. We're going to move this rapier to his offhand. Because that way he has 2 weapons now. What else can I do for my characters? Let's check out the sorcerer. Yeah, they could use some corals for their crossbow. I have a short bow. We're going to hold on to that for a little while. I think that's part of a mission later on. We have 4 potions of cure wounds. Use those sparingly. Generally, you'll want to use your spells whenever you have the opportunity. We don't need to buy supplies. We're fully stocked, so we're going to leave. And here's where the mission is, way over here. Got to go to Nath Ball, and we got to do a price survey of Burtberry, which is down here. So I think we're going to head southwest first. Now, as you travel, you'll see like -1, -1, -1. That's your supplies getting used. And you can stop at any of these towns and replenish your supplies. They cost a certain amount of gold, but generally you want to keep your supplies stocked. We'll attack these rats. Why not? Where are they coming from? Quick scroll around the map. They're coming up from up here. So we are going to actually go up here, and I'm going to demonstrate how to use a spell. Right-click on the sorcerer. Oh, doesn't he not have any? He doesn't have any spells available right now, so we'll use his crossbow. We'll move the paladin up here. Or no, that's the cleric. I apologize. Or is it? Yeah, that was the paladin that I moved. He doesn't have his aura yet, so I was thrown off a little bit. Move the ranger. Let's see where the animals, the giant rats go. Rogue goes in for an attack. Now, one thing I noticed in this game is that rogues don't have stealth, which I thought was kind of odd. Yeah, we'll use the cleric to heal him up so the fighter stays fighting fit. And then we'll use a crossbow bolt on that rat. He misses. Got a little bit of a bottleneck, so we're going to just move some characters around. There we go. Now, flanking does play a role in this game. You do get a bonus to hit when you flank. So that was a nice little payoff there. We're actually going to go down here, and we're going to continue towards Burtbury because we want to get that contract filled because we need the gold and we need the reputation. And this is a pretty good-sized world. I mean, you can turn off Fog of War if you want, but I kind of like having the Fog of War on because you don't know when you're going to encounter monsters, and you're not sure when you're going to... There we go. Now we get to go back to Lud to get paid. We'll replenish spells. We'll replenish spell materials. And I am broke. I don't have enough to buy spell materials. What kind of missions are here? Is there anything we could pick up here that's worth traveling to? Delivery of goods. Deliver onions to Taka. We have 7 days to do it for 96 gold. That might not be a bad one. We're going to leave those for right now. I don't know if the missions change as you play the game. I didn't really dig into the missions much when I was playing earlier. But that's kind of just the flavor of the game. It's just it's a Dungeons & Dragons adventure game. So you go and explore the world, you pick up missions, you build your renown. There's a main kind of quest that you follow along with. It's just a lot of fun to play. It's not real complex. But if you don't have a Dungeons & Dragons group that you play with regularly, this is kind of a nice way to fill that kind of void that you have. So with that, I'm going to say have a great holiday season, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.